Welcome back to Blue Shift. Before we continue, I'm going to look at a couple of things that we missed the first time around. Just a couple of Easter eggs that were in the first chapter that I kind of felt wouldn't really mesh with everything else that was going on. So first off, this recording here of a scientist walking past Gordon, if we continue to keep looking at the feed, then eventually these two scientists come together. I'm just kind of editing out the part where it cuts back to the control room, so I promise that eventually something happens.
I can't tell if he's dancing or if the other guy just told him a really good joke or what.
Yeah, it's weird. So the other one is going to require that we keep all of our bullets. So we need our first 17 as well as the 3 reloads of 51 bullets in total.
Was that man eating a donut in the gun practice area?
Yes, he was. So then, you remember this cardboard box that was in our locker?
Yep.
We're going to have to shoot it 68 times.
Oh, one away from nice.
Yeah, I just kind of edited it down because, ta-da!
It's a frog thing?
Yeah, this is actually a cut sort of weapon kind of thing that was from the original Half-Life one. It's called the Chum Toad. Basically, it was something you would throw, and it would distract all the other Zen creatures because apparently Chum Toads are very delicious.
It is all the monsters kind of have this ugly cute thing going on, but that one is definitely the one I would keep as a pet.
Yeah, but they eventually cut it because, it had basically no point to it. So then, back to the sewers.
Oh!
Man, these civvies are getting heavy.
Yeah, why are we on disposal duty anyway? Just because Shepard's team didn't make it, we have to do the crap jobs?
Well, let's get on with it.
So you probably have a few questions.
Yes. What was that?
Well, that was the Hazardous Environment Combat Unit, or HECU. And there's an ambulance going by. Great. But yeah, basically, there was a whole thing about how the military was going to be showing up to, handle the whole alien situation, but oh no, surprise! They were actually sent in order to eradicate everyone in the facility in order to cover up the whole thing.
Oh. Is that who is shooting at us currently?
No, those are actually automated gun turrets, and since we don't have any, explosives or anything, it's just time to serpentine. But I think first, I was trying to check to see where this goes, and that's progress. So, here we go. For the record, I'm playing on medium difficulty. If you're playing on hard, then these things basically have just torn us to shreds with that idea. Half-Life and the series in general is a very sort of swingy sort of thing where you can do a lot of damage and things die very quickly, but also things can take you down very quickly as well.
So what did you just loot from that truck in there?
Well, I got some hand grenades and I got some satchel charges. Things that would have been helpful against the things that we were just fighting.
Oh, but it's always that way.
Yeah, fortunately, there's a nice, refresh on our armor right here, as well as a new gun, which we'll get into eventually.
So does your armor degrade when you get hit? Does it run out of protection?
Yeah, basically it's just a flat number. Armor takes off a certain percentage of the damage that you take, and with certain enemies, that can also mean that you take no health damage at all, but you can also, lose some armor. And yeah, we're back in the underground tunnels again. I hope you enjoyed being upside.
It didn't last long.
No, it didn't. I know, yeah. When they say high temperature steam pipes, they actually do mean high temperature. Like, you take burning damage just from touching those things.
Steamed Barney.
Mm-hmm. Actually, this area features the creature type with the most complicated AI of the entire game. And you know what those are?
No.
Cockroaches.
Ooh.
Yeah, actually, like, they have this whole, like, complicated AI for, like, how they skitter around and how they react to people walking near them.
But are they dangerous, or are they just
No, they're just
cockroaches?
regular, like, Earth cockroaches. Like, they just exist in order to give a little atmosphere.
That's impressive. The impressive bit of programming. Oh, nope, we're in the stanky water again.
This seems to be just regular, ordinary water. Like, it's...
Oh, good. Maybe we're getting the stank cleared off of us. Maybe Barney doesn't smell so bad anymore.
One can hope. So, this gun here is called the Magnum. It's basically like a really powerful handgun with scarce ammunition, but it does ridiculous damage if you can hit something in the head. Compare that to our regular handgun, which takes multiple shots to take down just a regular head crab.
Those head crabs have more teeth than I think I was aware that they had.
Oh yeah, like, there's a reason why, like, they can clamp onto your head. Like, they are actually kind of, like, really gross looking if you see them from below.
Yeah, like I said previously, I'd only really seen the cute and cuddly versions that are used in, like, merchandise and as plushies and such. So I was not aware of the full grossness.
Also, yeah, because the fire button is the one that you use in order to confirm which weapon you want to switch to, you don't want to, like, do it too quickly. Like, you saw the sort of drop-down menu in the upper left. Like, that's how we pick which weapon we want. That was actually sort of an innovation in itself in terms of inventory management, because previously in shooter games, you would press a button and it would just cycle to the next weapon in line. Like, if you had multiple weapons in the same slot, you'd have to, like, for example in Doom, switch to the shotgun and then switch to the super shotgun. Whereas here, yeah, you can select from the top-down list and just grab the one you specifically want.
So many of these electric guys.
I really don't know why I did that. I just like seeing things blow up.
I mean, doesn't every gamer?
To an extent.
Isn't explosions just a big part of what makes games so great?
Yep, and the Half-Life series really loves its explosions. As I said in the previous video, the Quake engine, like, it's pretty good for environmental, like, changes, so...
Blue? Wait, this is blue electricity.
Yeah, but since it's not harming the head crab, that's a clue that we can actually get through it. Like, in some like, sequences in the original Half-Life, you'd see head crabs crawling towards you, and an electric arc would just go, like, bzzzt, and take them out, and that would be a hint that, no, you're not supposed to go past there yet. But the fact that a head crab is just able to crawl on by means that it's a hint to the player that, yeah, that's a safe place to go.
Oh, that's cool. That is a cool way of hinting. There's lots of head crabs here.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, like, by the numbers, whether or not Blue Shift features, like, a higher density of enemies, but the fact that it's a much shorter game means that I guess they figure they have to pack more in.
So what happens if Barney dies here? Like, do you just fade to black, or do you actually get to see him, like, having his head devoured or being eaten by an alien?
No. Like, it's just like, you know, you die and it hops over to the last checkpoint. Like, there are some unique game overs, but they're mostly related to, like, if you kill someone or you destroy something that you needed in order to progress. Like, the game takes pity on you. Instead of leaving you in an unwinnable state, it actually just calls that a game over and then pops you back to the last checkpoint. But as for dying, yeah, you just kind of flop over and, yeah, it resets. Alrighty, so we got this vent here, but it's too high for us to reach. And, well, yeah, you know, it's not a complicated puzzle.
Though, could you lock yourself into an unwinnable state there if you had destroyed all the boxes?
Nah, those are metal crates. They can't be destroyed.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, like those things, like sometimes they'll just hop around all happy to see you.
This is a very effectively frightening sequence.
Yeah, that's sort of a theme of the series, is that if you crawl into a vent, there's probably going to be head crabs there. And
I'm not very good with jump scares. If I were in Barney's place right now, I would be struggling.
yeah, fortunately, like in the Gold Source engine, like the flashlight actually lingers on things, so that, yeah, you saw there that if there's a head crab in the way, then it gets kind of highlighted, and the flashlight just stays on it, so you don't have to worry about jimmying with the flashlight as well as aiming. And here we are. Like, we're gonna have to kill some soldiers.
Oh. Like human soldiers?
Yep.
Not aliens? Oh.
Not aliens. Remember that?
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, this is back in the days of the X-Files when government conspiracies were just a thing.
I appreciate your help, but I'm afraid those bastards did their damage already. If you were trying to reach the freight yards in hope of escaping, then just forget about it. The military is rounding up everyone and everything they can find, and either killing them or bringing them up here for questioning. A colleague and I came up with our own plan for escape, and we were on our way to one of the old prototype labs when we ran into them. But listen to me. If you still want to get out of here alive, your only hope may be to find my friend. If you can get past the soldiers, find Dr. Rosenberg. With him, you may have a chance to get out of this place.
You know what? That's actually not bad for early 2000s voice acting.
No, not at all.
So then, that's our basic objective for this chapter, called Captive Freight. We have to go and find ourselves this Dr. Rosenberg guy. And let me tell you, gears, like, what are these gears doing here? Anyway, let me tell you, once we actually get to Dr. Rosenberg, like, you'll be able to tell who he is just right away. Like, he has some very unique voice acting.
Ooh, exciting. Though I'm very bad at, like, if you mean by like identifying voice actors, I'm horrible at it.
Oh no, like, I've never heard his voice actor before, but as far as his performance goes, like, it is memorable, I think.
I'm guessing these soldiers wouldn't believe us if we tried to tell them that Barney was on their side.
Well, I mean, it's their job to silence everybody involved with Black Mesa, and, well, we are kind of wearing, you know, a Black Mesa uniform.
Because they don't want the experiments and stuff to get out?
Well, they don't want anyone to tell the world at large about the experiments.
Oh, yeah.
And no, the option to, like, steal one of their uniforms and pretend to be them, like, that would have been smart, but no, they don't let us do that.
Barney is unfortunately no Agent 47. He is not a master of disguise.
By the way, you might have seen there that the assault rifle that we use, like, has like a grenade launcher on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can do that too. Combat in this game is very much not about, like, running and gunning. Like, you want to be smart about it. Which means, yeah, like, abusing, like, your high explosive weaponry every chance you get.
Oh god. Oh, there's one in the window.
Yes,
Did
he
not
did.
see him there.
That's okay, like, surprisingly enough, despite, the armor not covering your face, they're pretty good at shooting everywhere except your face, I guess. Like, this is, like, originally, like, before the high-definition models, the assault rifle here, which looks like kind of like an M4 or something, I don't know, it originally was actually, like, a submachine gun, which explains why it takes so many bullets to take anything down. Like, it, basically, like, the original gun was basically more of a pea shooter. And, yes, the model changed, but the damage didn't.
Oh. I hear more soldiers.
Yep. I probably should have subtitled their lingo, but for the most part it is just like if you had no idea what the military sounded like and you just wanted to be like Roger, Bravo, Tango, Delta, etc. Like, they're basically just talking in what you might call generic soldier. And it's actually kind of more comical than menacing. They really shouldn't have moved in.
They should not. They also should not have announced that they were moving in, because you could very clearly hear them.
Yeah, like, actually there's one thing, we might be able to hear it, but one of the generic call lines that they can do is like them shouting at the top of their lungs, "Squad, quiet down."
Not at all counterintuitive.
So this room here, mostly what we're looking at is like there's a lot of health kits hidden in these cardboard boxes. It's otherwise like kind of a pointless detour. Just like
Room full of corpses.
Yeah, just adding a little bit of world building that, yeah, they're killing folks. If that wasn't already immediately apparent.
And the bitter irony of 3 men dying in a room full of health packs. Surrounded by health packs that were unable to save them.
Someone let us out of here! Rescued at last, thank God you're here.
No, I'm afraid I'm not Dr. Rosenberg.
No, I'm one of the many scientists who works at this facility who look like Doc Brown from Back to the Future. There's a lot of us here.
Honestly, like their original model, it kind of looked more like Dr. Einstein. But, yeah, I guess there's kind of a Doc Brown thing going on with the updated model there. Mostly they all just became a lot wider. Like, originally their faces were a lot like more like thin and pointy, and yeah, like everything just kind of went off to the sides. Now you might think that this guy is useful for something, or actually, why would you think that? Now, like,
Mostly I'm wondering if he could die or not.
oh, they absolutely can die, and there's no penalty whatsoever for it.
Hello? So do you have any incentive at all to not have him die?
Not really. Like, I think I might have said this before, but it actually came as a surprise to them when people were empathizing with the scientists and the security guards. Like, they originally thought that people would just, do what they did in every first-person shooter and just play around with the civilians. Nobody expected people to actually, have a heart. These boots here are really kind of oddly durable, at least against explosives. You have a sense of, like what happens when we break them, so... Actually, yeah, shotguns more effective as demolition tools than high explosives.
Who would have thunk?
Anyone hear me? No. I'm not Dr. Rosenberg.
It's sort of like how you can interrupt the voice clip there.
No, if you're not Dr. Rosenberg, we don't care about you.
So here's a turret section that immediately fails to be a turret section. Because you see, like, they all just kind of run off to the sides where you can't actually reach them.
Lame.
And, you know, like,
Rude
these
of
guys,
them.
like, when you're cleaning up the guys who run off, like, more guys come in, and it just sort of becomes like a big, like, running shootout. I don't know, I kind of actually prefer this to a turret section. Like, this is a little bit more dynamic and exciting, I think.
Oh, you are getting incredibly low on ammo. Oh wait, no you're not. You're fine.
No, no. Like, these guys, like, every assault rifle they drop gives 25 bullets, or rounds, I should say. And the guys with the shotguns, they drop 12 rounds for that, so you can easily come out of these fights with, like, a net gain. And there are also guys, usually the guys who fire the grenades at you, who will give you, like, 2 rifle grenades as well, so yeah. These fights are pretty profitable, and all told. It's actually kind of surprising to me how they let you carry 10 of these rifle grenades, considering how... Oh, hi, there's a tank.
Oh. Oh wow. Yep.
Fortunately, despite the many advantages of the Quake engine, apparently creating, like, moving props isn't really one of them, so yeah, the tank won't actually roll around, and it's effectively just like a stationary turret.
Impressive looking tank, though.
Oh yeah, like, I don't know precisely how many, like, modern military shooters, like, got their inspiration from Half-Life, but yeah, like, there are a lot of, like, sort of semi-realistic looking guns and vehicles, even if, like, a military buff would tell you that they're actually kind of cartoonish. Like, they're good enough to fool the layman, basically.
Well, consider me fooled. And consider that guy doomed.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It's like he got stuck in the wall or something.
It's like you threw a grenade right next to him and he didn't even notice.
I mean, he did say to move, and then he didn't. Alright, yeah, I was talking about those kind of slippery physics here. Like, leaping onto boxes isn't the easiest thing. There's actually a maneuver that you can do in this game, and is somewhat mandatory, called a crouch jump. It involves crouching while you jump.
Maybe Barney's so slippery because he's covered in all that stinky sewer goo that he had to swim through earlier.
That would make sense. Alright, now let's see how we do when we actually have grenades. See, wasn't that a whole lot simpler?
Yes. Yes, it was.
And now here, I actually don't know what I'm doing. Like, I just kind of figured, like, I was going to use the shotgun to break through boxes. I don't need a reason. But actually what we need to do here is, like, these gas canisters, we need to ignite them and fire them at the wall.
More explosions!
Yeah! Funny quirk about the AI on the human enemies, actually, and this is true for both, like, enemies and, like, allies, is that, they have different routines for running and shooting, but they can't combine the two of them together. So basically, like, if they want to shoot, they have to stop moving.
That's, unfortunate for them, very fortunate for us.
Very much so, yeah. Oops. Yeah, this game uses an auto switch, and, it doesn't remember the fact that you had grenades before, so if you run out of grenades and you pick up more, then you'll automatically switch to them. So that's what happened there.
So you the grenade when you didn't need one?
I almost blew myself up with the grenade when I didn't need it.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
So then, if the pattern continues, we'll need to find ourselves another train somewhere.
Found it.
Yep.
It's gonna be another scientist who's like, no, I'm not Dr. Rosenberg.
Oh, I'm in here! Can anyone hear me?
No, actually, we have found the genuine article this time around.
Nice.
And yeah, like, this voice performance, like, this guy's, like, we're about to encounter, he really does sound like he's auditioning for a role in Hamlet. You'll see. Right as soon as we violate physics a little.
Physics. Who needs them?
We got that bastard. What's the status on Freeman?
Yes, I'm Dr. Rosenberg. Although I'm not very proud to admit it, seeing as though I'm partially responsible for all of this. How did you know my name? Oh, I see. Poor Harold. Yes, our plan was to get to one of the old prototype labs. It involved something that very few people in the facility are authorized to know about. The same technology that brought about this catastrophe could also be our only way out. You see, I was involved in the very early work on teleporter technology, long before the Lambda complex was even built. There may be enough equipment in the old lab to piece together a device that would allow us to teleport outside of the facility. As improbable as that may sound to someone like yourself.
I think he's saying that we're stupid.
Hey, don't call the guy who has a gun pointed at you stupid.
Perhaps I could help boost you through that vent in the ceiling. If you're lucky, you might be able to take those soldiers by surprise. Let's try this.
He is indeed very dramatic.
I love this guy.
I also like just that he has the audacity to call Barney stupid when Barney has a gun pointed at his head.
Oh, that's alright. Like, all the scientists in this game are sort of suicidally arrogant. It's just kind of a thing.
But, like, this man is your only ticket out of here.
We'll need to head back to the area where you met Harold. The access to the old lab should still be there, but we may have to break through some of the newer construction to get to it. I'll be right behind you.
Now, you might be immediately wondering, yeah, is there a way that we can get Dr. Rosenberg killed? Considering, the previous two scientists we've had to deal with.
Oh, did they die, by the way? I didn't notice. Are they dead?
Yeah, they are. But I didn't really see how. They are dead.
Anyway, what about this guy?
Well, no, actually, like, for some reason, they decided that the path back, like, would be, like, mostly clear of enemies, or, as we're about to see here, Dr. Rosenberg parks himself in a specified location.
Lead the way, Calhoun.
And just waits for us to clear out the path. Which, like, is smarter than basically everyone else we've encountered, but nonetheless, that means that we're not really being given any sort of different challenge. Oh well, I'm not complaining about the lack of an escort mission.
That's fair. Escort missions tend to suck.
Yes.
Yes, let's go.
Yes. Oh, wait, I forgot to subtitle that one. Oh, well. And yeah, you kind of want to check on the folks you're escorting every now and then. They have a tendency to sometimes get locked up. Like, check out this routine. Run to the end of the stairwell, 90-degree turn. Run to the end, 90-degree turn. Like, once you see it, you sort of can't, like, unsee it.
Yes, here it is. We'll need to break through this to get to the elevator.
Now, you might be thinking that there might be like some sort of like unique conversation if we bring him back to see Harold, but
Wait up, Calhoun. I'm afraid I need
yeah, he's too tired to go in this direction.
Oh god, you're too tired to even be worried about your dead buddy.
Yeah, like he actually refuses to go past that point.
How rude, Dr. Rosenberg. How rude.
Now then, check out his master plan.
Actor for an escape, but the crew there is bent on fighting the creatures, with all their hopes set on someone named Freeman. Let those fools try and fight a battle they can't win. I just want to get out of here.
Yep, that's the goal of this game, to get out of Dodge.
What a brave hero.